found Daddy.
6 children, 1 tiny apartment, 0 help. Clarissa hadn't slept past 4 a.m. in years, but tonight was different. Tonight, her eldest son cracked a university server just to build a facial recognition model of a man she'd spent 6 years trying to forget. She found him hunched over a cracked laptop at 2 a.m., 3 siblings peering over his shoulder, whispering, "We found Daddy." Her hands went cold. Because if her children found Bradford Bow, it meant the truth she'd buried under double shifts and forged birth certificates was about to detonate. Not just her life, but his empire, his engagement, and a family that had no idea 6 strangers were about to walk through their front gates. Rain hammered the windows of a rooftop bar in Seoul. Clarissa, 22 and far from home, had come to Korea on a design scholarship that fell through a week earlier. She was drowning her humiliation in a drink she couldn't afford when a stranger sat down beside her, quiet, sharp-suited, eyes tired in a way that matched hers. They didn't exchange much. A name, a laugh at the absurdity of 2 lonely people in a city that swallowed both of them whole. By morning, he was gone before she woke. No number, no note, only a hotel bill mysteriously already paid. She told herself it didn't matter. She was wrong. 9 months later, a cramped delivery room. No family, and not 1 baby, but 6. Clarissa named them fast, almost defiantly, like she was daring the world to tell her she couldn't handle it. Marcus, Priya, Daniel, Zoe, twins Elias and Noah. 6 sets of eyes, 6 futures, and a father who didn't know they existed. Present day. The apartment was small, the fridge was often empty, but the kids were extraordinary. Each of them, in their own strange way, brilliant. Marcus broke into systems for fun. Priya solved equations professors couldn't. Daniel could disarm a lock with a hairpin by age 7. It wasn't luck. It was survival sharpened into skill, and Clarissa had never once let them see her cry about it. "Mom." Marcus's voice cut through her exhaustion. She turned, and there it was. A face on the laptop screen. Older, colder, but unmistakably the man from that rooftop 6 years ago. "Bradford Bow," Priya read off the screen, awe in her voice. "CEO of the Bow Group. Mom, he's rich. He's everywhere." Clarissa's stomach dropped. "Turn that off." "Is he?" Daniel started. "I said turn it off." Her voice cracked in a way none of them had heard before. 6 pairs of eyes went silent, and for the first time, her children understood. This wasn't just a stranger's face. This was a wound. She thought that was the end of it. She was wrong again. Children like hers didn't let go of a mystery, especially not one wearing their own eyes and jawline. While Clarissa worked a double shift at the diner, the kids moved like a small, silent task force. Priya pulled corporate filings. Zoe memorized Bradford's public schedule down to the minute. Marcus forged an intern badge good enough to get someone through a lobby scanner. By Thursday, they had a plan. Reckless, 6-child-sized, and utterly unstoppable. The lobby of Bow Group's headquarters gleamed like something from another planet. 6 kids walked in like they belonged there. Marcus's forged badge held loosely at his side. Security barely glanced twice, until Elias, the youngest, wandered too close to the private elevator and pressed every button in sight. "Hey, kid, you can't..." But the doors were already opening. And stepping out of them, mid-conversation with 2 board members, was Bradford Bow himself. He froze. For half a second, so did the whole lobby. Because staring back at him were 6 children who looked like fragments of his own face, assembled 6 different ways. Word moves fast in a company like Bow Group. Within the hour, whispers had already reached the one person who would make this into a war. Selena, Bradford's fiancée, standing in the doorway of HR with a smile that promised nothing good. 6 children. Selena said slowly, circling the kids like they were an infestation. And which little tramp do they belong to? Marcus stepped in front of his siblings without thinking. Don't talk about our mom like that. Selena's smile sharpened. Oh, he talks. How precious. Security. Get these street rats out of my building before. That's enough, Selena. Bradford's voice cut through the room like a blade. He hadn't moved from the doorway, eyes fixed on the children like a man doing math he couldn't finish. Where, he said quietly, is your mother? Across the city, Clarissa's phone buzzed mid-shift. A text from an unknown number. Your children are at Bow Tower. Come now. Her tray of dishes hit the floor before she'd even read the second line. She arrived breathless, apron still on, mascara smudged from crying in the cab. The lobby went quiet as she pushed through the doors. And quieter still when Bradford turned and saw her face for the first time in 6 years. Clarissa, he said,
Bradford.
like the name had been sitting unused in his throat all this time. Her eyes went to her children, safe, gathered close, and then back to him. You don't get to say my name like that. Not after you disappeared. I didn't... He stopped himself, glancing at the 6 small faces watching this unfold. We need to talk. Now. Privately. Selena's laugh was ice. Talk? Bradford, you're not seriously entertaining this woman's little scheme. Selena. His voice left no room for argument. Leave, now. The door clicked shut, sealing out the chaos. For a moment, neither of them spoke. 6 years, Clarissa finally said, arms crossed, shaking. 6 years I raised them alone. Worked myself into the ground. Lied to everyone about who their father was because I was too proud to admit I didn't even have a phone number for him. I looked for you, Bradford said, quieter now. After that night, my family had already arranged something. I panicked. I ran, and by the time I came back to that hotel, you were gone. I didn't know your last name. I didn't know any of this. Clarissa's throat tightened. Well, now you do. Then let me fix it, he said. Let me be their father. But fixing 6 years of absence wouldn't be simple. Not with a fiancé already plotting her next move, and not with a family patriarch who had no idea his empire's heir had 6 new heirs of his own. That night, Clarissa sat on the edge of her bed, staring at a business card Bradford had pressed into her hand. A private number finally, 6 years too late. Down the hall, she could hear her children whispering excitedly about Daddy's big house, and maybe a dog. She should have felt relief. Instead, she felt the storm just beginning. Because somewhere across the city, Selena was already making a phone call to someone far more dangerous than herself, Bradford's grandfather.